Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Paranormal Weekend Morning Brew Show. I'm Nighthawk, your host, and we'll be getting into the thick of things here in a little bit. I'm coming on a little early today because I wasn't on yesterday. Had some very strange things happen in the household yesterday and on the property, and just had to deal with it. So, plus I wasn't physically up to it. Something was psychically attacking, like the evil always does. They take you at your weakest point. So, anyways, that being said, let's get through the disclaimer and get into this. Copyright disclaimer is Nighthawk High Strength podcast channel may use some copyrighted material without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the fair use, which is the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known as the Fair Use Act. Nighthawk High Strings' podcast channel and all the podcasts on the channel declare fair use of any and all content to be used for the sole purpose of informing you, the viewing family, of information for educational purposes, criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, parody, and general knowledge only. And let's not forget the entertainment value per Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known as the Fair Use Act. All right, let's get that off of there and put something else up. Let's see here. Where is it? I can find it. There we go. We are going to discuss a few different things today. I was doing research on the moon and space programs and stuff like that are going on. Unfortunately, I don't believe they've gone to the moon, because back in '69, why would we not go back? There had to have been something that happened. So either A, they didn't go to it, or B, there was a problem by returning to it, and they're just not disclosing it, like saying something else is up there. But anyways, this is a picture of the moon. Now, if you can see the image, you'll see that there is a being with its face next to the moon. This is an actual photograph, folks, okay? This photograph was taken from a legit camera, okay? This was not faked in any way. Whose face is that, and why is it bigger than the moon? That's what I'd like to know. So that's where we're going to start today, okay? That's where we're going to start today. Think about your comments and stuff, and in the chat, post whatever you think. That is just something that, I chalk it up. It could be a number of different things, okay? It could be an angelic being keeping an eye on us. It could be a demonic being keeping an eye on us. It could be a Nephilim, possibly. It could be I don't believe. Well, I can't say I don't believe, but if you look at the face, it just doesn't look human enough. Okay. First off, there's no eyebrows. Secondly, the eye seems to bulge out a little bit, does it not? And the nose seems a little bit exceptionally longer than a normal nose. But could it be possibly a fake by taking a 10,000 looms flashlight or spotlight and turning it on at night and putting a statue's face next to it? Yes, it very well could be. Okay. All I said in the beginning was that this photograph was not faked in any way. Now, whether they faked it that way is another story. I just want to know everybody's everybody's thoughts on this, okay? If I may. And Eric's joined us. So, Eric, how we doing? I can't hear you, Eric.
Well, let's see if that works better. For some reason, my computer mute my mic.
Well,
Sorry, I was on the
it was
Sunday one. Wait.
Yeah, it was probably on the intro. So,
Oh, probably. Yeah. No, sorry. I was on the Sunday one going, I'm in here by myself. Help, I'm alone. I need some adult supervision.
Yeah. I got to, we got to talk about a few things too. I made you aware of what happened the other day, yesterday, or the day before. I can't remember now. It's been such a blur.
I've got information for you as well, my brother.
I have my buffalo skull that I call George, okay? And I named it George because of the old cartoon where it goes, "Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?" Well, this is George, okay? I'm going to show my buffalo skull to everybody. All right. So hold on. Let me take this picture down. And it's a real buffalo skull, folks. So it's not a fake, okay? So, and it's not a little ceramic thing, like that big. It's bigger than the computer. So hold on a second, and it's heavy. So let me grab it for a second. Oh, come on, George, work with me, damn it. Come on, George. Pick you up.
George is camera shy.
No, he's not camera shy. He's just huge. That's George. Okay. That's George. Look at what happened to George. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. George took a fall. George was secure on my wall, and he took a fall. Now, this is the part that broke off of him. This shows you how big George is. Okay, that's part of his nose. Okay. And this is the right half of his jaw. Okay. But yeah, George took a fall. I had him stuffed with the sweet grass and the sage and the cedar and all that. And he was hanging there where he's hung his whole time being in this home, except during ceremony. But something took it upon itself. I was researching. This is what you guys are going to freak out about. And this is the second topic for today. I was researching the Nahanni Valley, okay? And I know I've done podcasts on the Nahanni Valley.
No, we lost William. Well, we'll give it a minute here, see if he can come back on. Ain't good. See, he gets to talking about it, and look what happens. A lot of strange stuff is happening. There he's coming.
All right.
There you are.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I was just saying that.
Okay. Now, this is the thing, folks. Okay. I'm not playing around here. Okay. I had both my hands on the pieces from my buffalo skull. Okay. And, anyways, I was researching the Nahanni Valley. And getting a little bit more in depth to it, and I wanted to investigate the two native tribes that were up there. And in fact, one of them I found out was basically considered to be 9 feet to 10 feet tall. All right, stop that right now. Now I got ceremonial stuff falling down. Anyways, anyways, I started, getting in depth into the research of it, and I started getting after I read a certain part of on my investigating it, the one indigenous tribe I found that was 9 to 10 feet tall. They carried a type of a sword that was curved like this. Okay, the blade on it was curved like this. Now, what I found out was that they were supposed to be the protectors of basically a gate or a portal to hell, pretty much. Okay, that's the short of it. Okay, so the further I dug into it and the further I started checking, the more I started getting this overpowering headache. Okay, and I wasn't already feeling well because I didn't do the podcast Friday night. Now, then I got up to go to the kitchen to basically to turn the air conditioner on, I think is what it was. And as I got up, I kind of felt something want to push me back down and sit down on the couch. And anyways, I got up and I started walking, and I walked just as I got, like, here's the buffalo skull on the wall, and here's me coming. All right, and just as I got to where the buffalo skull would be side by side with me, that buffalo skull fell. Okay, and when it fell, it crashed down on a table below it. Okay, it knocked off the 40-inch TV screen that we watch, YouTube and stuff on, and knocked it to the floor. And here's the thing, this is the thing that kind of got me. My whole the whole 24 to 48 hours prior to this happening, I have been, well, those of you that know me know that I'm dealing with a mass on my brainstem. So that was really hurting, and that was making me really dizzy, really nauseated, and giving me the worst migraine you could ever feel. And it felt like somebody was taking a hammer and hammering it. Okay. Now, keep that in mind. As I studied the Nahanni Valley, we all know what they call the Nahanni Valley. They call it the Headless Valley. Okay. Keep that in mind. Okay. As I walked past that buffalo skull and it fell, and it was up pretty solid. I mean, the screws, the suits in the wall is into a 2x4. So, I mean, it's not going anywhere, and it's a heavy duty one. It's like one of those quarter size lag bolts for decks, for your decking and stuff. And I had it with elk hide, and we all know how strong elk hide is, and it was oiled and all that, so it wasn't dry rotted. Okay, because I checked it. Anyways, when it knocked the TV off, my wife had a statue of an angel. This will freak you out. My wife had a statue of an angel sitting down below it. Okay, and when she picked it up off the floor and showed me, I was literally shocked. If you guys don't believe that there is a connection with the Nahanni people of the Nahanni Valley, and called the Headless Valley, then I put this out to you. This is you can call it supernatural or whatever you want, Paranormal. But when she showed me the head that was chopped clean off of the angel, and we're talking, it looked like it was guillotined. Okay. So that kind of reaffirmed that maybe I shouldn't be talking about it. So I, Tracy picked it up and stuff. I got the buffalo skull up and all that, and I saw that the jaw was broken on it, and I basically take that as the creator telling me not to discuss it because the buffalo's jaw was broken. Okay, so it couldn't talk, if you know what I mean. If a buffalo would talk, it would talk. And just the fact that the angel was decapitated, the statue was decapitated, just kind of coincided with the actual mouth being broken on the buffalo skull. So I gave up, the rest of the day trying to deal with it. And then I got real sick. I mean, I got so sick, I didn't want to move. I was laying there, and the only thing I could think of was what happened over and over again in my head. And even all the way into last night when I actually fell asleep. I was drained. It was like my energy was gone and all that. It was quite the incident. Okay. And we'll get to the chat here in a second, Eric, unless you're actually looking at it. But
No, I am. I was just letting you tell your story.
I that just kind of threw me for a loop. It wasn't normal. The way it happened wasn't normal. Nothing like that happens has ever happened. So this tells me that this is a very powerful entity that I'm dealing with. If it's not an entity, then it is. I would say that it's probably Luciferian. And I say that because the previous podcast that I did to this was the Black Eyed Club. Those of you that know about the Black Eyed Club know that my theory is that they are attached to the Illuminati, and we all know the Illuminati is Luciferian, okay, in its cult form. And I really think that this might have been a warning from them, okay, and their witchcraft, okay. And the reason I say that is because of the podcast and some of the points I made on the podcast, and someone's name that I've dropped several times in a podcast being the leader of it, which I won't name him now, but I believe you all know him. He always plays the evil or the Luciferian type of a being in movies. So I'll leave it at that. And in fact, one of the actors from Australia, and I'm not going to give his name, talked about him floating into a party that he was hosting, like he was, walking on air. And he's basically sticks to his story. He says that it's the truth. So, and I believe him. The whole thing being, I'm still not up to 100%, but the whole thing being, there are forces here that try us and test us every moment of our lives. Okay. They take our loved ones from us. They take our finances from us. They take our homes from us. They try to leave you as destitute as possible. The harder you work, the more they take. Okay. This is something that I have stressed about so much in my podcast since the beginning, is the ones that think that they control this world. And the key word is think. They can mess with me all they want. They can make me feel like I was feeling. They could, knock my stuff around, but it's coming back 150 times fold. I'm not playing around anymore. I'm done playing. From now on, it's an eye for an eye. I set in motion last night before I fell asleep. I did a ceremony to where basically it's a native ceremony that is, you kind of think of it as a mirror. And every time they look at the mirror and see me and send something my way, it comes back to them 150 times fold. I'm done playing. That's how it's going to be. So they want to try and take my faith away from the Creator, from Yeshua. They're not going to do it that way. Okay. Even the Hebrews have ceremonies that they do that are like I'm talking about. And if I have to, I can even lock them in a divot box if I need to. I could lock away their power if I wanted to. And
there.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's something interesting about what you just said there, brother. You said that even the Jewish have a ceremony that's similar, correct? Do you guys know that what was known as the 5 civilized tribes, the 5 civilized Native American tribes, if you do a DNA test on those 5, what was called civilized tribe, which Cherokee is one of them, they have Jewish DNA in them. And so it's one of the leading theories that they are the lost tribe of Judah. Because whenever the Christians came over, say like the Cherokee, when the Christians came over to show them a cross, they knew exactly what the cross was. And their stories were very similar. So the interesting thing when you say even the Jewish have a ceremony that way, that's not far-fetched, because if we follow that bloodline, that would make sense. And the fact how all the tribes interacted, ceremonies got passed from one tribe to another tribe. So that makes a lot of sense what you're saying on that.
Well, the thing of it is too is, and I've been told my whole life too, that the white man, we are the lost tribe of the Israelites and sinned and our skin turned red. But I'm starting to believe that maybe there's more to this whole makeup. You know how they say Pangea was the massive continent at one time and all that. And, the Garden of Eden was supposed to be around Iran or Iraq and Jerusalem area. I'm not altogether sold on that. Something in my heart of hearts and my gut just hasn't gotten me sold on their description of Eden. Because see, we're supposed to listen to the word of Yeshua, of God, okay, Yahweh. Okay, we're supposed to listen to the word of the Creator. Specifically in the Bible, he doesn't really give too many details except where the rivers join, okay, which is the Tigris and the Euphrates, okay?
Yep.
And the one other river that has since long disappeared. But I honestly do believe that when Pangea was a continent and massive continent, that maybe, just maybe, the Garden of Eden is basically where the Grand Canyon is.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Well, I mean, there's a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot of evidence to show you
Man, think about
that Egypt was actually in the Grand Canyon and not over where it's at now, too. So, yeah, that is a very good
Well,
point.
and the reason I think of it is you think about the most desolate, beautiful place on earth, and you think about the Grand Canyon in Utah. Okay. Those are the places that you think of, to being the most desolate places on earth. Okay. Hello, Melissa. I will repair the skull. The skull will be repaired and put back together. And blessings will be put upon it. And it's going to be used in a naming ceremony for two dear brothers of mine in October. Possibly 3, if not 4 people might be named, Melissa and David, just in case. But yeah, I just don't believe. And this isn't from a negative place either that I'm coming from with this thought. It's not that I don't believe that the Garden of Eden existed and all that, but I don't believe that it existed where our historians and stuff and science is telling us it was. It would just make sense to me that in order for the Garden of Eden to be not seen or existed in modern times, the devil would do everything in its power to bury it or remove it from beneath the earth. And the first thing that comes to mind is the Grand Canyon. Okay. And the stumps that we see, I believe one of those stumps was literally the tree of life that went miles and miles up into the sky. When they talk about rebuilding the Tower of Babylon, which our military is doing, by the way, I don't know if anybody knows that, but out in the Atlantic Ocean, they are actually doing that. They are building a tower to get up there. Now, if we had rocket technology that could take them up there, why are they building a tower? So that kind of throws it off for a loop. Celia, good to see you in there. Thank you, Ida.
Ida, you can go in the Grand Canyon. There are just parts that you can't go into.
Yeah, there'll be black helicopters on top of you within 5 minutes if you go in those parts of the Grand Canyon. And ironically, I know where those parts are. So, because I used to hang out with the Havasupai down in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. So, it's, Sun Bear and all that in the Grand Canyon. He was a medicine person that did ceremonies, sweat ceremonies and stuff. And I partook in one of them with him. And marvelous individual, strong medicine. But some of the that I was told about the Grand Canyon just makes me believe even more that might have been the location. And you think about the Colorado River. Maybe the Colorado River was the third river where the rivers joined, the Tigris and Euphrates. Maybe it wasn't called the Colorado River back then. Maybe it was called something else. So I just think when the landmass separated, when Satan got so angry, okay, and frustrated with man not giving up their love for the Creator, for the Heavenly Father, I think he just wanted to destroy every part of resemblance of the Creator in this world, okay? And I do believe he just like we would do when we get angry, guys, we slam our fists down on a table, and you know how hard that can be. It could rattle a house if it needed to. I think Satan got the same way. I think he got so frustrated that he just slammed his fist down and said, you know what, enough's enough. I'm going to scatter it. I'm going to hide it. And nobody's going to recognize any part of it. Even if they try to piece it together, they're going to have difficulty trying to figure out where the Garden of Eden was. Okay. I really do believe that. I believe that that part is in one of the other books of the Bible, you know, being described that way. And I believe that, you know, the earthquakes and the volcanic eruptions over time also applied it. Okay. These are all things that are beyond our control. These are all things that are controlled by either the Heavenly Father or by this earthly, once divine being that thinks he's greater than the Creator. And the key word is thinks. Okay. And I know I'm putting myself on a bullseye. I know that. But I will not give it up. I will not give up my faith in the Heavenly Father. I don't care how many people, I don't care if Billy Carson himself tells me, oh, there's no God. It's just an energy thing. And, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And I know what Billy said here lately, too. And I don't tend to agree with him. But, you know, some of the depictions of the Sumerian tablets and the Emerald tablets and all that do describe what I'm describing. Okay. I just think it's such a scattered mess that we won't. He has tried for so many thousands and thousands of years, humanity wise, years wise, because you don't know the exact time frame. Because who knows? It could be a day to them and a year to us. It could be, you know, a day to them and 100 years to us. It doesn't. We don't know the time frame difference. Okay. But what I do know is that when we're dealing with divine energy, okay, and all my brothers and sisters out there that are psychic and have this gift, okay, whether it's empathy or whether it's, you know, seeing, you know, like I see, and I see things all the time, and I see this thing standing right over here right now, as a matter of fact, I'm not even looking that way. I just, yeah, faith does bind us together with the Creator. There's a reason that the Creator's name was kept out of the Bible over 6,000 times, okay, and replaced with
King James Bible
and replaced with the word Lord, okay. Mm-hmm. Something doesn't want us to find out the truth, okay. The way of it is what my father used to say. Son, when you're at a point in your life when you have a decision to make or a way to go, you have to ask yourself, go to the way of it. What did my father mean by that? Well, the way of it is not a physical way. It's a feeling. Okay. The Dene people, the Navajo people, and the Hopi and the Zuni, they call it the walk in beauty. Okay. It's a spiritual thing. Okay. Where you have to reconnect and find your center and go forth from that direction. Okay. In a good way. And I've been struggling so long with keeping my anger inside of me and seeing what my family has had to go through with my illness and seeing what I've had to go through and tolerate with the loss of finances and all that. And, you know, this is just, and then the way the world is going today, you know, it's gone to shit in a handbag real quick, you know. And in fact, let me do something here real quick while I'm thinking of it, Eric. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take my logo. I'm going to take the logo for the channel off the top, and I'm putting this up. Okay. Because some of the language I'm going to be using might not be the kindness that you guys are used to. Okay. For the longest part of my life, I was as evil could get. If anybody could float into a room, it would be me. Okay. I was literally in the darkest of darkness, okay, a Native American mother that embraced the dark magic, that taught me the dark magic. Okay, that's why I don't fear people like in Hollywood, because I know firsthand, because I've done it. There's nothing they can do that I can't do, and I can do more. But anyways, if I want to, I'm not going to that dark place yet. But when I did that ceremony, that prayer last night, and that blessing, and I pictured them coming at me, and their energy hitting the mirror and going back on them. When I mean them as in the Luciferian group in Hollywood, the Illuminati. I pictured them being destroyed. I pictured California falling into the water. Okay. I pictured mass destruction of Hollywood to the point where Hollywood is no more. I pictured loss of life from several of the Luciferian cult that's in Hollywood. And I won't name them, but they're going to know who they are because they can read it in my eyes. I pictured all these things during the ceremony and I manifested it, and it's going to happen. Okay. My Jewish brothers and sisters did it for thousands of years. It's just a simple ceremony, a simple prayer. And with the Lord's blessing, and hopefully it'll cure some of the problems too in this world today. But we'll see. I'm not happy what happened to the buffalo skull. Yeah. A picture of Luciferians destroying themselves or being destroyed. Yes. I just when I was stationed out in California during the military, I went to A&C school out there, and Coronado, and I literally just, even though it was a beautiful place, by the ocean and all that, I literally did not like the feeling that California gave me. Okay. It's kind of like when Native Americans go to Plymouth Rock and they become nauseated and a little bit disoriented because Plymouth Rock means instant death to so many Native people. California is pretty much the same way in that feeling. So
after World War II, who took over California? Basically Hollywood. Pop quiz. Anybody who's been watching the show?
Yep, exactly. And I really do believe that might have been the Luciferian cult in Hollywood trying to tell me to cool my jets and not to pursue certain things. I believe that they got a lot of the ceremonies that they're doing right now at Bohemian Grove and in Hollywood with some of the cults there, the covenants and stuff that are there, that they might have gotten their ceremonies from the native tribe in the Nihani Valley, the Headless Valley. And only reason being is because that tribe of people that were 9 feet tall and took the heads of their enemies or anybody that came upon their land that they protected. They basically, I think they stole those ceremonies, that they might have actually had something to do with stealing those ceremonies. And I noticed that the numbers are dropping in and out and in and out on the amount of people that are watching.
Mm-hmm.
So some people may think that it's not, not appropriate to talk about, but this is stuff that needs to be brought out. I'm not one to be trifled with when it comes to let's say magic. Okay. Um, as they will find out. So, but anyways, that's what happened to me. That's what happened to the buffalo skull and the angel statue. Um, and then I did the ceremony, the blessing and prayer ceremony, and sent it back to them 150 times fold. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with them. Anyways, getting back to the talk. Yeah. Yeah. I have a hard time with my anger being held in when it comes to people like Hollywood and some of these politicians. I really do. I have a hard, and that's part of being human. Okay. I don't like anybody. I don't like seeing anybody take advantage of women and children, and take advantage of the elderly, and take advantage of the military veterans. Okay. Those are four sticklers for me, guys. Okay. I don't like anybody that blasphemies the creator, that mocks
Mm-hmm.
him, like the Olympics. Um, I don't how do I want to say this? I don't condone anybody taking and doing the opposite to what our creator, what Yahweh, Yeshua says to do or follow in our lives, and do the reverse negative of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone that. I don't think that's a good way to do it, because if you're mocking God, you're mocking the most powerful force in all the universes and all the galaxies that have been created. Okay. And for mankind to be so arrogant and egotistical to think that they can rival God, the creator, that's a pretty ignorant SOB if you ask me. Okay. Now, getting back to that question that I had in the beginning, getting off of this subject because I'm starting to really get ticked off again. This picture, Eric, what do you think about that?
I don't. I personally, my opinion as of right now is I think somebody made it. I don't think it was an
Mm-hmm.
actual picture of the moon. The light looks way too different for the moon. Um, the face looks like it's stone. I think it's somebody. I think you probably hit it pretty accurate with the flashlight and the statue, and they created that picture.
Yeah,
Um,
I
I
kind of
could be
think
wrong.
that too. If that's going to be fake, yeah, if that's going to be faked, I agree with that synopsis of it right there. So
Yeah. The one thing, the key thing that puts that into my category of what it is the way the light's coming off the moon and how it's shining on that face. To me, that screams 100%. I can go get a flashlight right now if you want me to show you guys. I've got two flashlights right now. I can do the exact same thing with those two flashlights right there, with the two flashlights I got. And I've got a Surefire one, and I can't remember what the other one. Both of them extremely bright, a lot of looms, and does the same thing when I point it into a camera. So you can kind of see the beam coming off the flashlight, the way the light extends out, how it shines off there. All that screams somebody did that. It's a hoax, but that's my opinion.
All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much if it's going to be hoax, that's the way I would do it. I would not do it, with any computer program or any AI program. But the other thing that makes me think that that might be a statue is the fact that there's no hair.
Mm-hmm.
There's no eyebrow or eyelashes, no eyebrows, no nothing. So that's got to be a statue that they just leaned forward next to a spotlight, and then gone over the image. David in the chat would know a lot more about the effects of it than I would, but I would assume that that's basically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's trying to influence everybody into believing that there is more than what's going on right now, and I think with what we have going on currently right now is enough to deal with without having to worry about you know giant beings looking down at us when the moon's out full. So
And
but yeah,
the thing comes with the video. Ida, you're right. The video is compelling, but I can do the exact same thing through a reflection of a window like he did. I can do the exact same thing.
Yeah, but you'd have to shave your eyebrow though and pluck your eyelashes out.
Unless I used a stone statue. They just have going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
actually,
did you see this? This is something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. This here. Look at this here.
Let me take this down. There we go. Oh yeah, I was seeing that.
This is Now this is what I wrote at the top of it. Okay. Still think you know what's going on in our world? Shadow realm is what you call it, the veil between worlds. Some of you call it dimensions. Listen to the word in detail, the sounds of it. Demons, sons. Demons are the sons of Satan. Okay, and that's pretty much the short of it. This person removed their hands from touching the other person's hands on the table, and the shadows stayed there. What do you think about that?
That is pretty wicked. I honestly, I want to try that. I really want to try that. The video is interesting. I mean, I look at things more of on a scientific level. So I'm sitting there going, okay, yeah, I got to try that. I got to figure out what he was doing, how he made it work, and I got to try it to see if we can do it. If I can do it myself. It is weird. I mean,
Right.
I can't dispute it because I've seen, maybe less than a handful of times I've seen something similar to that. But at the same time, I was either really drunk or really high when it happened. So I can't say 100% that's what actually happened. So, yeah, it's
he was just high on life,
give,
folks. Okay, just so you know,
yeah,
he was only high on life.
Yeah,
It wasn't anything else.
High on life, man. I was eating broccoli. Oh my God! But, I want to give it a shot, man, because I mean that's something scientific that I really would like to test. If I can figure out what the whole mechanism this guy is putting out to show this, and I can recreate his method, I would love to give it a shot, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only way we're going to know if this is real or not is we have to recreate it ourselves. Broccoli is good, yes. Let me get back to comments. Sorry, guys.
I thought that was very, very, very fascinating, though, with the way that that they pulled their hands away as quickly as possible, and that shadow stayed there, the entire time until it realized that, oops, wait a minute, I got to go with the body, So I just thought that was very interesting. Good morning, Jessica. Good to see you.
I've actually I've actually have been holding on to some information since last weekend, and I've not wanted to reveal this information until I was on with you, because this is something that you and I have dived into very in depth, and it deals with our favorite demonic entity called CERN.
Oh
So
yeah.
I have a brother. I have a brother, and I can't remember if it's his cousin that worked there or works there. Um, but I got some really good information about our wonderful CERN. So, to one part of it, this is going to be a two-part deal. First part, 100% correct about portals. They've not figured out how to keep them open because it takes a lot of energy to close one if they open it. They have opened big ones. Hey, Kyle. They've opened big ones and small ones, and yes, things have come out of the portals. So
Right.
confirmed. Number two is the Hadron Collider is a big
Mm-hmm.
ass Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. He said it is 100% a big ass Ouija board,
Yeah.
which would tie into
Yep.
the demonic stuff.
Yep. Exactly. And if you're going to open up a portal, what better way to do it supernaturally to start with, and then bring in the electronics to see how long you can keep that portal open. Now, when we use a Ouija board, and I know some of you out there have used Ouija boards. In fact, you probably still use them today.
Not me, not anymore.
The Ouija boards, if you don't close them in a certain manner, you're going to leave that portal open. Okay. Or say the Ouija board just miraculously catches on fire, okay, and burns up, okay, supernaturally burns up. And this is just hypothetically, okay, you're going to leave that portal open, okay. This is why there are so many of these young people going into these abandoned homes and buildings and tunnels and caves and using the Ouija board to talk to the dead, and they're not realizing that they're opening up a supernatural portal to hell. Okay, you're piercing the veil. Okay, those things that bartenders use. They put on the bottles of booze that has the long stainless steel tube, so it pours it out, on one stream. Picture the Ouija board being that object, piercing the veil. Okay, and you're piercing the veil, and you have that cylindrical tube constantly open, so the flowing energies will flow to the lesser dimension. That's what you have. Okay, every time that I did ceremony and do ceremony, whenever I picture the portal opening, okay, I sometimes you hear a pop, sometimes you hear static electricity, other times you don't hear anything at all. Okay, so it depends. But
Dude, you're really hot.
like last night when I was doing the ceremony, sending back
You're
that
really
evil
hot.
back to Hollywood, and their Luciferian occult. When I imagined that energy going back to them 150 times fold, it showed me a tidal wave of enormous size heading towards Hollywood. Okay, it showed me
Mhm.
that image. This is how strong that you know spell that they're casting towards us is going back at them, to completely wipe them out, obliterate them. I almost couldn't say that. Obliterate them. Anyways, yeah, it's been a long
No comment.
48 hours. It's been a long 48 hours. Kyle, good to see you, brother. Yeah, I sound like Foster Brooks sometimes. You want to buy my condominium, my apartment?
My condominium. No, I
Anyways,
figured you'd like that. I figured you'd like that information, which confirms a lot of what we talked about.
yeah, yeah,
But the Ouija
and
board,
you know,
I never
that's
played the
why.
Ouija board with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if it's the exact same in theory, it's the exact same way that a Ouija board will
Mhm.
work, except you're using
Yeah.
electrons and protons to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and computers and computer chips to do it. You know, instead of a physical board, you're using, you know, the Hadron Collider as a Ouija board that would open up things. They could actually take that technology one step further and use Neuralink.
But you're sweet, sweaty. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
the thing of it is with Neuralink, the whole thing with Neuralink is the first human trials have ended, and the guy that got it um, is doing remarkable things, but you know, and he says he can control it with his thoughts and all that, and wherever he looks at and stuff, you know, he can send it to a certain thing. He can definitely work computers and stuff a lot quicker. The fastest um, eye and hand coordination when it comes to entering data on a computer is 4.6 seconds. Okay. Now he is currently or no 4.6. What was it? 4.6. I want to say 4.6 milliseconds or something like that. Anyways, the speed that is transferred, you know, the material, the information that he enters is transferred. Um, but he's currently up to almost 3 times as fast as that, and 3 times as much in volume in probably about 4 or 5 months that he's had the Neuralink in. So, and every month he gets faster and faster. There's going to come a time when his brain's not going to function as a brain, it's going to function strictly as a computer. And then I'm afraid that the people on the other end that have manual control of it, you know, and I'm not saying they do, but you know they do. Okay. You know they do. All right. Will be able to manipulate his mind and use it to whatever they want to do. Okay. Now they started with a second Neuralink, and they are getting ready to put it in the second human trials. Um, they're already going to upgrade the first one to this new one because it does the thought process a lot quicker, which is a lot scarier actually. But the person that was supposed to get the second Neuralink implanted into their brain through their skull, something happened physically to him, and he wouldn't have been able to endure the surgery. So they're waiting for him to fully recover before they put that second Neuralink in. And I'm not sure of it or not, but I think Elon said that the second one will work both sides of the brain, not just one side. So now you're getting into a territory of basically where you're starting to really mess with too much of the human dynamics, if you ask me. Okay. And then you're possibly even might be even getting into the ability to enslave people through the 666, you know, mark of the beast type of a thing. So, I mean, I don't put it past Neuralink to have possibly that kind of a connection to it. You know, we all know that today we can't trust any type of a reputable business or corporation or anything. In fact, there's something I wanted to show you guys. Okay, Um, and this is kind of pertaining to the whole subject too, which is kind of like the Matrix theory. Okay. Last week I mentioned something about they made this new hearing aid for people. And it's supposed to be top of the line. It costs like, I don't know, $16,000 for one. And they come in two colors. Guess what those two colors are? Nobody wants to guess? They come in red and blue. Okay. Red and blue. All right. Now look at this. I want to show you something. I found this. I use this, Tracy and I use this coupon app that we get e-gift cards and stuff for Amazon, which we use for gifts for the boys and all that, or family members and stuff, or to get things that we need. And what it is you take pictures of your grocery receipts and your gas receipts, and you get so many points for them. And by the time you get like 6,500 points, you can get like a $5 or $10 gift card, to Amazon. And that's we do that because money's tight, And anyways, I looked at it and I found this, and this just confirms everything I say about our world. Red and blue. Morning, Camo Dad. Good to see you, brother. Red and blue. I mean, just think about it. Think about how many things you see. You have Coke, which is red. You have Pepsi with it, which is blue. You have all different types. And then you've got, here, I'll pull it up. You're going to be blown away by this. Take a look at this. Red and blue. Red and blue. Imagine that. Well, let's take that even one step further. Red and blue. Only colors you see in that whole thing is red and blue. Okay? They might be different shades of blue, but they're blue. Might be different shades of red, but they're red. What are they trying to tell us? What are they trying to tell us? That's the whole thing.
Oh yeah, it's I mean, they tell you things without coming out and telling you things. It's up to you to determine. Buddy, I've got to put you down. You're making this difficult for me to do stuff.
Sorry, I gotta drink some coffee.
That's where I am too. I'm like, oh man, I should have topped off where I came on. I was working on my book before I came on.
I made a pot wrong.
Yeah, I was in the wrong deal working on my book. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, y'all, everything's done in symbols and in hidden messages. And until you learn what them symbols and hidden messages are, you're never going to know what they're actually doing. So it's part of being a true woke person. You need to wake up and really look into the symbols and hidden messages if you want to know what's going on. Oh God, Don't say that, Kyle. Oh, I'm trying to kick it. I'm trying not to drink as much soda. Oh God, I love my Pepsi.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it though. Even the emblem on Pepsi. Take a look at that yin yang emblem on Pepsi. It's red and blue. Okay. Pepsi itself, for the most part, is blue. Coke is definitely red. I mean, it's in every aspect of our lives. It's like they're sticking it in our face. Okay. Literally. Look at the screen we're on, ED. Look at the screen we're on. Bro. Red where it says live, and blue where it has our descriptions and the banner. Okay. Now, granted, I could change that if I wanted to, but I kind of wanted to stick to that theme today.
Yeah. Thing is, too, though, folks, we have the power to take that magic from them, that power from them. We have the power to do that, and you have to do it. So they do the very same thing that we need to do to them. They take what's good for us and turn it to their advantage. Well,
Right,
we need
exactly.
to take that back.
Yeah. And those of you that weren't here for the beginning of the podcast, you might want to go back and listen to the first part of the podcast, because you'll hear some very interesting things that happened to me. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I wasn't on Friday and Saturday. Just so you all know, it'll explain a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And a funny thing about it, though, Eric, is that since I did that ceremony, the back of my head doesn't hurt anymore. So
there you go, brother. Because like I said, take that power back, man. That's your home. You have the power in your home. Take your home back.
no, it's not my wife's home. It's not my home. It's my wife's home.
Okay, then your wife needs it. Your wife needs to do it.
Isn't that the saying? Isn't that the saying? You know, what's mine is hers, and what's hers is hers.
Actually, that I used to say that, but the more I think about that, the more that saying pisses me off, because that is not true, and that's taking power away from the family. You know, the whole thing is we're supposed to be two halves to come together to make a whole. We're not complete, so. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what a lot of people say. But no, take your home back. That's your home. Yeah, just like that night.
Yeah.
Well, it was a couple Friday nights. Was about a month ago. I was on a show with you Friday night when I literally got attacked live. I mean, take it back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's them. That's them doing whatever. That's them trying whatever weird stuff they think they can do to us, and then that's why they mess with the audio and the video and stuff, just like kicking me off of my own show this morning. You know.
Mute me when I first come on.
That's the way it is. When you poke the bear, when you poke the bear so much, you're going to get a reaction back, And in fact, my wife gave me a nice sign that I want to figure out how to put this up in the podcast room. I don't know if you can read that, but it says, don't wake the bear. Don't wake the bear. Yeah.
Hey, the bear's got a lot of strong magic. Bear's got a lot of strong magic. Being associated with bear is a good thing.
And that's what Hollywood did to me last night. They poked the bear too much, and the bear got angry. And when the bear gets angry, the beast is unleashed. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. That's the only way to describe it. The whole fact, and I have hit Hollywood very, very hard lately. Within the last year and a half of my podcasts, I have really hit them hard, and I know I've really hit the Luciferian cults hard, and I know that there are some. I know one gentleman locally, and he is part of some of the societies, but he has admitted to me that on a one-on-one interview that he is Luciferian. And I've never had a problem with him. I mean, it's like some of them they're almost like they've got blinders on, like they're just solely focused on how good and outstanding it is to be Luciferian and all that, and it's not that way. Even as I said that, I felt like vomiting. Ugh. Anyways, but he has been nothing but nice to me. he hasn't done anything, I would imagine bad towards me. So, I mean, some of them in that I think are just they're coerced into it and lied to join. Um, so I think they join those types of groups unknowingly, and are such a willing participant that they basically, they think that it's just like being a member of the Eagles Club or the Moose Club or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just, to them, it's some kind of like they're being labeled an elitist for some reason. Now we know that this darkness goes very, very deep into a lot of the corporations that we're seeing, especially BlackRock. Um, BlackRock, if you have anything invested with them, get it out. I'm not a financial advisor, although I play one on TV. No, I don't. I don't even play one on TV. Okay. Anyways, but the less we invest into these companies and giving them more power, the better off we are. There is a young man that comes on every day, and I want you all to look this young man up. Tell him I sent you. Okay. Um, his name is his podcast is Riverside Homestead. Okay, or Riverside Homestead. Okay, I want you to look him up. Tell him I sent you. Join his channel, and you want to find out some information. This young man has a lot of information. Okay, that he gets. And he has started a kind of like a group of businesses for us normal people that doesn't include all the toxins and stuff and crap in foods and drinks and all that. And you can order it through his site and it gets shipped to you. Okay. So you don't even have to deal with the thoughts of Unilever or Kellogg's or, General Mills or anything like that. You don't have to deal with them at all. Okay. All you got to do is get the stuff from this one conglomerated store of natural, healthy foods and businesses that are Christian oriented, that aren't evil. And you can, he'll tell you more about it than I could. But yeah, go to it. It's Riverside Homestead on YouTube. Okay. And just, click it on. Okay. And Jonathan, good to see you. Click it on and give it a try. Listen to him because he has got some really good information he puts out. He's one for exposing a lot of the crap that's going on in the world. Okay. So the more support we can give him, the better we're going to be. Another one I like listening to is also, oh God, Tracy and I just watched him the other day. Oh my God, I can't remember his name now. Not Graybeard. The Angry Prepper, I think, is what it was. Angry Prepper? No. No, not the Angry Prepper. It was I can't remember what it was. Anyways, the Angry Prepper is one of them we watched too. He's a guy out of New York City that is a fireman, and boy, some of the information he comes out with is incredible too. So another good podcast that I always like to watch too, just to kind of chill out and relax, is called Van City Van Life. The guy's name is Chrome. Some of you may have seen him on YouTube, but he basically lives in his conversion van with his bulldog, which is a very cool bulldog. Makes me want to get a bulldog. But the bulldog's name is Cruz. So you have Chrome and Cruz. but they're on YouTube also, and it's Van City Van Life. And in fact, he actually started his own business. Even though he lives in his van, he's got a big shop now where he does all kinds of like vantoys.com is his new business, where he does all kinds of upgrades and stuff and repairs to vans for people that live in vans. It's a pretty cool show, you know, and he goes to some really beautiful places in Canada. He's up in the Yukon territory right now. So, you know, check him out. Tell him I sent you. You know, these are all just things for you guys to watch and just be able to relax a little bit, you know, instead of worrying about some of the oppressive stuff that we talk about and that other channels talk about. Okay. So anyways, where did we leave off here?
I just Celia said that she watched The Angry Prepper. That's where I left off. And then she said, I want a conversion van.
Yeah. So, I should have never got rid of mine. When gas prices got to be over $5 a gallon that one year, I ended up having to get rid of mine. And mine was a great van, too. I could have lived in that thing. So.
Yeah. So I've been kind of keeping an eye on these comments tonight. And there seems to be a common theme here, and it kind of coexists with what we're talking about. So, you know, Cecilia's been talking a lot about negative energies, and you know, I asked her the question, "How are you learning about controlling negative energies?" And she says, "I'm learning on my own." Which I told her, "Well, you need to do a lot of research because I've dealt with this for a very long time. I have chronic depression, manic anger. I was on antipsychotics for a long time." Which I got off the meds because the meds made it way worse. Get off of chemotherapy and get control of your mind, strengthen your mind, and it's a lot better result. Now, that's not to say if my buttons ain't pushed and somebody jacks with my kin, that the old me won't come out, because it's going to happen, folks. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing to you. No matter how hard you work on keeping that negative energy out, when you're around it a lot or something bad happens, you can get back into that state very easily. Somebody messes with my kin, yeah, old nasty me will come out in a freaking heartbeat. You guys have heard me say this before.
I agree.
On this show and mine.
You know, Eric, you remember me talking.
Go ahead.
You remember me talking about my father, right?
Yes, sir.
You remember me telling you about my dad, right? And
yes,
him
sir.
being in World War II and all that.
I need to show you on that, by the way.
I'm going to show you guys some things.
Oh, I know
this is
thing, but
oh, darn it, I can't get the pictures to come out.
Ida wants to know where can she find a multi-purpose bracelet like yours.
Ida, you message me on Facebook and I'll send you one if you can help me with the shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you can cover the whatever it would be, I think it's like almost $4 to ship them. I'll send you one for free, Ida. In fact, here's my dad.
Let me get that message down, bro. There we go. Yep. Yeah.
That's my dad. All right. This is before he went into the military.
Mm-hmm.
He was a freaking shipwreck outhouse, man. He was the middleweight boxing champion, you know, of the military during World War II. And this is an old thing. But here's some of the newspaper
Come on.
articles of D-Day that I have. Okay. I have I mean, this book is full of all kinds of information about World War II that they don't teach you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In this book that I've got with my dad's stuff, it shows my dad and his platoon feeding hundreds of French people with tables set up in the middle of the street and just literally feeding all these people bread and, and hot food stuff and water and, that kind of stuff. That's stuff they don't tell you that happened during World War II. You won't find that in any history book that the military guys took it upon themselves to take their own food and help feed the devastation that the people suffered during World War II. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's stuff you won't find in any history book. They don't say that. Why don't they say that? You know why? Because they're afraid humanity will become more humane. Okay, Think about that. Think about that. All they want you to know about when there's a war going on is the devastation, is the anger, is the hatred, the negativity. They don't want to know all these good things that actually come out of it.
Difficult. And
I've got proof because I've got the pictures in that book and the articles in that book from newspapers back in the 40s that prove what I'm saying. They literally, in order for the military industrial complex to make money off of wars, they have to make them the worst, most feared, most hated type of encounters, so that countries will buy more and more product from them. Okay. More missiles, more tanks, more this, more that, more ammunition. That's why so many wars and rumors of wars right now. Think about it. The only one making money off of it is the ones that are invested into. The only ones invested into Raytheon, the Cheney Corporation, all those groups, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, all the groups out there. There's certain families invested in them, and these are the families that think that they can rule the world. They can't. Okay, it's not their world. I don't care. They've lived 2,000 years. I don't care if they're freaking even immortal. I really don't give a.
Oh,
rats.
William, you froze up, bro. Okay? There you are.
The fact of the matter is, they don't own me. Yeah. Yeah, I know. There you are. You're going too now. They're messing with us now. So, anyways. But yeah, it's getting to the point where it's getting ridiculous. They're making money.
I want to kind of hit something here, Celia. You need to be very, 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 very careful collecting rocks and shells. If the spirits of that area don't give you permission to take it, bad things can happen. Not only that, energies can attach themselves to types of stuff. Be very, very careful when you're doing that. I can't stress that enough.
Yep.
I'll get caught up on the comments, guys. I just wanted to let her know that because that's extremely important.
Well, okay, I know money's tight right now for people. All right. Well, then, dang, I don't know how we'll do that. Have her send it to my email, lakotaman333@gmail.com.
I'm typing it in there so she can see it. I need to get you on my platform and get you some commands wrote up. Save you a little bit of money. That's actually a good question, Uncut. We own ourselves, and we have the gift of free will, but we're created to be servants of Yahweh. So, I mean, that's the down and dirty of it. I mean, that's what caused Lucifer and 1/3 of the angels to fall, was the fact that we were given free will, and they are servants to Yahweh.
Yep.
Now, and that's another misconception that people don't understand. They think demons are fallen angels. No. When the angels fell, they became demon kings, yes. They kept their rank, they kept their power, they kept everything else. Now, Lucifer created a lesser type of demon. Most of the stuff we deal with when it's demonic is the lesser type of demon. But when the angels fell, they was able to keep their rank, their powers, they were able to keep everything. It's not what we're taught in mainstream religion. That's something to think about on that.
Right. Exactly. And I couldn't have put it better myself. That is exactly the way it is. The free will is everything. So, and yes, the free will gets mankind in trouble because the majority of mankind doesn't know how to accept free will, except to expand their egotistical ways and through anger and all that, and through war and controlling populations. Take the World Health Organization and the World Economic Forum. Two organizations right there, including the UN, is the third that I would say that want to control the entire world. They want one world government, one world religion, one world everything. And whenever you're talking about the New World Order, that's what you're talking about. Okay, literally, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, Melissa. Yeah, I thought I'll bring that out next time Melissa and David come over, and we'll go. I'll show them all the cool stuff that's in there. It's got a picture of my dad when he was boxing, standing in the ring, and there's a guy hanging half out the ring through the ring ropes, really knocked out, and it says 1, 2, 3, but why count on? When Will hits them, they stay hit. So you gotta understand, my father had 64 wins as a professional boxer, okay, an amateur boxer. And out of those 64 wins, 48 of them were by knockout. So he was a beast to be messed with in the ring. So he was very well known.
Yeah. And so I need to get with you on that because I'm gathering stuff up on Operation High Jump. I'm currently on the Library of Congress right now, pulling news articles about it. Which everything I pull off of there, I put on my Patreon. But I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff up to do a show on Operation High Jump.
Yeah, which is interesting. And I've always wanted to get a ship, and I say a ship because I don't want to get a little dinghy. And I've always wanted to sail south, and I've always just wanted to keep on sailing and see what I come into. Yes, Ida. If you would like that bracelet, like I said, if somebody can help out with the shipping on it, I think it'll be anywhere from $2.99 to like $3.50, $3.50 to ship it. That's a guess. I'll ship you one for free, okay, Ida. Anybody else that needs these, let me know, and I'll work out something for you. I've got currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see here. 6.
While you're counting
7.
that, Cecilia, one thing you probably you ought to catch some more of these shows. Jesus is an English term. That is not his name. His name is Yeshua. They changed it in the Bible to take the power away. So when you're talking about Jesus, you want to say Yeshua. When you're talking about the great creator, you want to say Yahweh. We need to get the power back to them. And how you get the power back to them is by properly saying the name. Jesus is a fairly new term, and it's an English term. I like that.
I've got it. I've got it in black and white. Okay, which is a black and white camo style.
Nope, William, your video went out. We lost William. I'm gonna get caught up on the comments, and we can kind of talk about some things as he's coming back in. They are not liking him today. But yeah, I mean, that's just some good information. Is you need to start when you take a name away. Hence, when they wrote the King James Bible, they took out Yahweh's name and they took out Yeshua's name. And the reason why they did that is because when Yeshua fought Lucifer in the desert, he told him, "You're not only a prince of this world, but you're a god of this world." So when you're praying to God, who are you actually praying to? So you got to be very careful. And we have the power of life and death in our tongue. So when we say things, we got to be very specific and actually go in the right way. Man, he's still struggling coming in. This will work, and he will be back on. I have faith. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Well, I've got 7 of those bracelets. I normally sell them for $10 each.
There you are.
But you know what? The first 7 people that actually contact me at my email, give me your mailing address, and help out with the shipping, and I'll send them to you. I'll send you 1 each. I'm only going to send out, I only have the ability to send out 7 of them. Okay, I have 2 in brown, 1 in olive drab green, and 1 black and white camo, and 2 black, and then 1 in camo. Okay, so I have 7 of them all together. Just so you know. Anyways, yeah, they're messing with me big time. I don't know.
That is interesting. I'm going to have to look that up,
see.
Woo. Good to see you, buddy. I'm just now getting caught up on the comments. Yeah, in Spanish it says Zeus. Yeah, it's you're saying worship Zeus when you say hey Zeus. That could be. I don't think so, but it's possible. I mean, so it's possible. My research hasn't led to that yet. Yeah, see, Jonathan, when Yeshua battled Lucifer in the desert, he took the powers of death and the keys to hell with him. But he did say, "You're not only a prince of this world, but you are a god of this world." So that's why I say you got to be very careful. I recommend. I don't research just King James. I mean, if you guys have seen any of my shows, when I do that stuff, I've always got the Torah, I've always got the Quran, I've always got a lot of other stuff in there as well. The King James version of the Bible, yes, was created by King James and 3 cardinals. That way, everybody can have a Bible. But when it was created, things were taken out and things were changed. So when you're doing research on this stuff, I strongly urge people to research more than just the King James. Mm-hmm. second Adam. I've heard of that before, Jonathan, but I can't remember. I know there was two Eves. I think I've heard scuttlebutt about the second Adam, but I'm not 100% sure. And that's an interesting thing when you bring
Dome.
up Adam and Eve. Adam. Oh,
Yeah, that's
when you bring up
the
Adam,
pronunciation of it. The pronunciation
hmm,
of it is originally Adome.
yeah. Well, and the thing too is they didn't steal the original Bible, Cecilia. They changed it. One of the best examples that you can get to the truest form of the Torah is the Ethiopian Bible. And the Ethiopian Bible has all of the books in it like it's supposed to be.
Which I'm getting, which is
Um,
on its way here.
lucky dog. I'm going to get one of these days. So, and another thing you got to think of too, William was talking about the tree of life, and that was miles tall. And I kind of like that theory because if you actually study about Adam and Eve, you won't learn this in King James. You're going to learn this from the Quran, and you're going to learn this from the Torah. And they were actually 40 to 60 foot tall. They were giants. So having a tree that big and being the tree of life is not out of the realm of possibility because we all know there was giants that was miles tall. They were known as cloud eaters. And the fact that Adam and second Eve, and I believe even first Eve, I'd have to put first Eve there, which is known as Lilith, they were giants as well, 40 to 60 foot tall.
Right. Exactly. And you got to think about this too. In order for a giant to sustain enough oxygen for it to survive, it would either have to have a massive nasal passages that could process it, but you would also need massive trees in order to produce that much oxygen at the level they would need to breathe. Okay. Because a giant breathing in today's atmosphere of 19.5% of oxygen wouldn't survive. They'd suffocate. Okay. So that being said, you would have to sustain yourself with giant trees in order to do the whole process of making oxygen in the atmosphere, which would put the atmosphere at about 33 to 40% oxygen level instead of 19 and a half. Think about it. It's scientifically adds up to that way.
Yeah. That's a good point there, Abbott. Good to see you, buddy.
Abbott!
That is
Abbott! Good to see you, Abbott.
Yeah. But that's a pretty good point. That makes sense. I'm gonna have to do some research on that, definitely. But this is something that's very important. That's what I always teach people or tell people all the time is you have to not just learn what you know now, but learn the true history of things. And that goes with religion as well. I've said this countless times on this show and on my shows. I am by far a religious person. I don't believe in religion, but I am spiritual because religion is corrupted by man used for their advantage. So I am not a religious man by any means. I am spiritual. I believe in the great creator, the
Okay.
great mystery, the great grandfather, the great architect. I believe in
I want to yeah, let me pull this up real quick.
Yep.
All right. If you're in Germany, I don't know if you have access to get stuff from Amazon, but what you want to do is if you can get Amazon products, then go to Amazon and type in 5-in-1 survival bracelet. Okay. And it'll come up and it'll show you that it has not only the paracord, but it has the fire starter on it, which is this thing here and this metal piece right here. Okay. And it has the compass on it and it has a whistle on it. All right. So of having, the actual paracord. So yeah, just go ahead and put that in Amazon, and you can purchase it from Amazon. I'm not sure how much they're going for on Amazon. I typically sell them for like $9.99, which is probably what they are on Amazon. But they might have a deal actually to where you can get two for the price of one. So
Yeah. I believe Cecilia is actually in California, if I remember correctly from earlier in the chat. Um, the power is not from the cross, Jonathan. The power is our God-given birth, or our birth from God. Yeah, our power is given to us a birth by Yahweh. We have the power. When Yeshua died on the cross, he was the last sacrifice, and he took away the power of death from Lucifer.
I drank a pot of coffee already. Wow.
Well, Woo's already in trouble this morning. Woo said, I just got a spanking from my wifey. I put liquid starch in the bleach
Why?
spot for the washer. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh
I'm
man.
interested on how that's going to turn out. This is why I'm
That
forbidden
would
to
be
do
definitely
house chores. Oh,
that's
God,
funny.
that's great.
Oh my God. All his shirts and stuff and socks are going to be standing at salute.
God, I hated starching my camis when I was in the Marines, because I was stationed in Hawaii. Oh my God, you talking about a sizzling piece of bacon? Oh God! And if you look at it through MVGs, you glow like a freaking Christmas tree, man. That's why I never starched my camis I took to the
Yeah.
field. Yeah, they have, and also the Vatican. And I'm a firm believer that the Alexandria library that was destroyed, that actually the contents of the library went to the Vatican. I'm a
Yep.
firm believer in that.
Yeah, I see Abbott's statement there. When it comes to words, the Jewish people, the Hebrews, they actually knew that words had power and words had power because when Jesus used his words, he specifically chose certain words to be used. Like when he raised Lazarus from the dead, or as he was walking on the Sea of Galilee, going out to the fishers of men, um, he he used certain words to embody what outcome he wanted to have. So when Jesus was walking the earth, and even when he was missing for 30 years of his life, which, I still believe he was here in the United States at that time and all around the world, because there's definite proof in a lot of the hieroglyphics and stuff at the time that are written on the sides of caves and canyons throughout North America, and South America for that matter. Um, so I truly believe that Jesus walked the entire earth, not just in the Middle East area. I believe he walked the entire earth in those 30 years, spreading the word of his Father's gospel. Okay. Why else, other than being the lost tribe of the Israelites and sin that our skin turned red, why else would the native people depict the cross as their medicine wheel? Okay. And ironically, it's the same style of cross as the Templar Knights. Think about it. It all pertains, it's all pretty much going to the same. Okay. And anyways, I think it all goes to the same thing. It all is connected. Okay, literally. Eric, you froze up, dude.
I was sitting there letting you talk. I was waiting because I was going to answer something here.
No. Anyways, but yeah. Let's see.
Am I froze yet? Hello. But can you all hear me in the chat? Yeah, I was reading that one. I'm not here to change anybody's mind, man. I mean, you believe what you want.
Nope.
I will not fault you for that.
Nope. I will not. I will not push any of my religious beliefs on anybody. To tell you the truth, I never have, never will. So,
no.
I know Yeshua is real, and you know, anybody that doesn't believe that doesn't have to listen. I mean, basically, they really don't.
No.
So,
Yahweh is the great creator. He is the great mystery. He's the great grandfather. If you study every religion except for one, you study every religion throughout the world, they all have the basic core values of being the same, and they all have preached the same message. You just have to open up your mind and learn other things. That's why I tell people, go out and learn things. Don't take what I say for granted. Take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Come up with your own opinion, your own hypothesis, your own theory. This is what I've learned.
well, Billy
my
Carson
research.
came. Yeah. Billy Carson came out with when you use the word term Yahweh, that you're referring to the devil, to Lucifer. That somehow or another he interpreted it through the Emerald text and the Sumerian text and all the other, the Mahabharata and all that. He's figured out that the term Yahweh means Lucifer or light bearing. So that's Billy Carson. I'm not saying it's true or false or whatnot. That's just coming from Billy Carson's own mouth. And in fact, you know, I listen to him quite a bit, but I don't believe everything I listen to. Okay. That's one thing we got to keep in mind. Just because somebody says something doesn't make it factual. Do your own research, study your own Bible.
Yes.
You know, pick up the Quran and the Quran and the Bible, the King James version and the Ethiopian version. Do your own research. Listen to the apocryphic text of some of these, you know, and don't just stop there. You know, go on to listen to some of the rabbis that are out there as they talk about it, and some of the pastoral people out there that they talk about it. You know, do your own, discern your own belief from what others are saying, because what you have a problem of doing, this is what you have a problem doing. Okay, because we're only human. All right, we're gonna make mistakes. That's the way we're designed. Okay. Sorry, I hate to say that, but we are going to make mistakes. Okay. That's the way we are designed. But in a perfect world, it wouldn't happen. Okay. And the perfect world left when Eden was taken away. Okay. That was the perfect world, Eden. Okay. So we have this non-perfect world with a non-perfect being, okay, living in it, okay, that are told through biblical texts of all nature, that in the end of times, it'll be the worst of times and the best of times. It'll be rumors of war and war. It'll be false prophets. Okay. we have to keep that in mind, that we need to learn for ourselves. So instead of believing somebody 100% on what they're saying, do your own research, do your own studying. If you don't think that the Lord, Heavenly Father, wants you to study the Bible, you're wrong, because He would want you to study the Bible. Okay, think about it. That's supposed to be His beliefs, His way. Okay, so take at their word is absolutely absurd. Okay, why do you think I always end the podcast in question everything? Okay, I mean it. Question
Mm-hmm.
everything. You have that free will to do that. Nobody else can do it for you. Okay, and to be frankly with you, I wouldn't want to do it for you. Okay, because I wouldn't want to stand in front of my creator and say, why I misinterpreted something. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. Just use your free will, do your own research, take the Ethiopian Bible, take the King James Version Bible, take the Sumerian text, take the Emerald tablets, take the Mahabharata, take the even the Book of the Dead, the Book of Giants, you know the Book of Jubilee, the Book of uh,
Enoch.
Judas, the Book of Enoch. Yeah, study them. Okay, just study them. These are all books that were omitted from the actual King James version of the Bible at the time because they thought that it was a little bit out there, like almost like a witchcraft type of a thing. But no, it's just a way that the Bible teaches you things. Okay, and instead of limiting your knowledge on things, God wanted you to know why He did certain things. Okay, why He sent His Son here to be crucified. Why He had His children roam the deserts for over 40 years. And starve and be put through all that test. Where Jesus went for 30 years. There's answers. Okay, but I'm not going to answer that for you guys. It's not my place to do that. I'm not a pastor. I'm not, well, I mean, I am an ordained minister. Okay, let's put it that way. I am an ordained minister, but I'm not one to push my beliefs on anybody. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I merely light the fire in you so you can go and do your own research and find out these things. Okay, that's all I'm trying to do. Okay. I don't want us to walk around in the remainder of time we have together in this beautiful world. And it is a beautiful world. Okay. Irregardless of what's going on, it's still God's creation. Okay. It's still, the Heavenly Father's creation. So it is a beautiful world. All right. But I don't want
Yeah.
you wandering around this world second guessing everything. I want you to be able to have it upon yourselves to take and discern from your own research and your own study in the Word of God. Okay, and in the the Quran and the Quran and all the other missing books of the Bible and stuff and the Emerald Tablet and even the Copper Scrolls. I mean, there's so many books out there that you should be studying. Um, and just discern your own. I'm not going to take the words of one specific author or preacher or clergyman or rabbi and say, oh yeah, that's how I want to be. Okay, that's not why I was given free will. You were given free
Mm-hmm.
will to do research on your own. Nobody can do it for you. Okay, whether you believe in the King James version or whether you believe in the Quran, whether you believe in the Quran, whether you believe in the Emerald Tablets, whether you believe in the Mahabharata, it's up to you to discern what you want to follow. Okay, it's up to you. All right. I, for one, would not want to be caught not believing in the Heavenly Father, in case I was wrong, and end up have one choice to go in one way, which is hell. If it turns out that the Heavenly Father is okay, and this is all hypothetical. Okay, if you if you unacknowledge that your belief in the Heavenly Father, okay, in God the Heavenly Father, and Jesus, then you're denying the existence of heaven. Okay. And when you deny the existence of heaven or a heavenly realm, there's only one place you have to go. Okay. And I don't want to go there. Okay. Think about that. Would you rather want to believe in the Heavenly Father, okay, and believe in his words after you studied it and realize that there is more proof that he exists? Or would you rather not and miss out going and seeing all that heavenly beauty? Think about it. Okay. I would rather be beheaded than to deny my father. I'm sorry, but that's me. I would rather gladly be beheaded than deny my father exists. Okay. Than to deny the existence of Yahuwah, and honestly, it doesn't matter what I think. Okay. It matters what you think. Okay. And what you believe. All right. You can continue to believe the way you want to believe. That's fine. But I will always believe that the Heavenly Father is real, plain and simple. Okay. And I will not deny him, and I will lose my for it being the end of times. So be it. But you know what? I'm going to live forever. So,
Yeah. Well, and now I was trying to ask Jonathan what he's talking about because I'm wondering if I'm misunderstanding what he's saying because some of his text coming across is kind of strange. That's why I was trying to get what he was talking about because like, am I misunderstanding what he's talking about? Because I'm like, yeah, I agree. We have a birthright on we're given power at birthright by Yahweh. That was our birthright. Yeshua died on the cross. He was the last sacrifice so that we don't have to sacrifice no more, which was the end of the Old Testament, which if you study the Old Testament and you study ancient Sumerian, it's the exact same thing. In which stands to reason because the Jewish people came from Samaria and the Torah came out 2,600 years after ancient Samaria. So that would be why the Old Testament and ancient Sumerian is very similar. I say it all the time. We have the power. We have the power of life and death in our tongue. How we speak has power. We have the gift of discernment.
This right here. This right here is utterly ridiculous. Okay. If you're going to make comments like that, then it's better off that we just part ways, to tell you the truth, because that just proves how juvenile somebody can be. Okay. And I'm not saying this to come down on anybody, but when you do this type of stuff, you're actually, it's juvenile. I'm sorry, but it is.
I really don't. Jesus came back for us and decided the devil by the cross. I'm sorry, man. I truly am not getting what you're talking about, Bub. I apologize. I don't know if you're trying to cause discontent in the show, or you're just not getting it out right. I don't know.
I've had enough. I've had enough. Sorry.
Yeah. And I want to uncut. I agree with what you say, and it's just whenever I talk about the Catholic religion, I don't talk about the people. A lot of the people in the Catholic religion are good people. It's the people in charge of the Catholic religion that I have an issue with, because there's plenty of evidence that shows that the Vatican has multiple Luciferian stuff going on with it. It's not so much the people. It's the people who control the religion. I mean, the Catholic religion was created by the Apostle Peter. And when he created it, it was a very good thing. It was a very beautiful thing. Sadly, people have come in through the time and corrupted it.
I'm not going to remove Jonathan, because Jonathan, brother, you're part of this family, and I appreciate everybody's diversity. Okay. I really do. So I appreciate what you have, the information wise put forth in the conversation. The only thing I'm asking is that we please keep it civil. Okay. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for a whole lot. Okay. Now I could block you. I could have you completely blocked, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. Because it's not fair to you. All right. And it's not fair to me, because I'm going to be missing out on your knowledge. Do you see what I mean? I'm not trying to be somebody's saving grace. Okay. I'm not. I'm just putting information out, and it's up to you guys to discern what you take out of it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Like Ida makes this comment about FEMA buying guillotines. Well, I could tell you right now, the reason FEMA's buying guillotines is probably because they already bought over 2.5 million plastic sealed containers to put human bodies in. Okay. They are preparing for a mass genocide. Okay. They really are. And, they're probably, all the people talk about now with the southern border is all these military age men that are coming across the border without families. Okay. Think of it this way. Okay. That is the UN's army coming across our border, our open border. Okay. That is the UN's army that they plan on using to make people in this country and Canada and Mexico comply to the UN's demands. Okay. So all those tanks and stuff you see and pictures of and videos of on YouTube and on Facebook, on trains being transported all over the place, those are going to staging areas. Okay. And staging areas are where you put this stuff where it can be concealed in the middle of nowhere. Okay. And hidden until they're ready to start their control. Okay. And all the Walmarts that you see closing up and having fencing put around them, that are 10 feet tall with concertina wire, those are going to be used as holding cells for a lot of the people they plan on getting rid of. Okay. A lot of the people they plan on getting rid of. And I believe wholeheartedly that part of that population that they're getting rid of is going to be Christians. Okay. Because they're going to incorporate the mark of the beast in one world order, one world religion, and one world order. So, I'm just saying that's my interpretation of it. Okay. Not my will to be put on others. That is just my interpretation of what's going on. Okay. There is a battle coming. Okay. Whether you live in the United States, whether you live in Russia, whether you live in Iran, whether you live in Iraq or Jerusalem. Okay. There or Africa. All my brothers and sisters in Africa, listen, there's a war coming, and it's not good. All my brothers and sisters in Ethiopia, there's a war coming. And it's not good.
Mm-mm.
It's a war for every human soul on this planet. And it's occurring right before our eyes. Think about it. I'm not making you do anything. I don't want you to follow God's word, the Creator's word. I want you to keep your faith. Because when it comes down to it, our faith is all we really have. The rest of this is just things. Us native people here in America, we have this saying of, they may be able to break my spirit, but they will never be able to take my spirit. Think about that. That's how we have to be. They may be able to take our spirit or think they have the capability of it, but they can't.
Yep. You guys,
the only one that owns our spirit, our soul, is God. The Heavenly Father is the only one. We don't even own our souls. Think about that for a minute. God does. Yeshua. Only he does.
Yeah. You guys are bringing up some very good points in this chat. I'm trying to get caught up with you guys. I apologize. It has been proven, and I'll say it this way so we don't get in trouble. Blue flower pots that are worn on top of the head for some odd reason have been crossing the border. So your comments with the tanks and your comments with the vans in the woods and stuff like that is not far-fetched because it's proven that they're coming across the border. All I can say is the ones that wear them blue flower pots have no damn business here in the United States. None. Absolutely zero. But there's a reason why they're coming across. And that's going to be an episode for Rumble.
Yep, exactly. I really, the only reason I come on here when I'm physically able, when you're as close to death as I am literally on every day, you see things, you hear things, you are given things to try and interpret, and sometimes those things are not pleasant. In fact, the majority of the time those things aren't pleasant, but you still have to try. Okay, we have been designed to have flaws. We have been designed by our Heavenly Father to have faults. Okay, that's what free will is all about. Anybody that believes different is fooling themselves, but find out on your own. Okay, don't take my word for it. But one thing I've come to realize is that the more you are intent to listening to the Creator, to listening to Yahweh or Yeshua, the easier it is to interpret. But you have to open yourself up to that. You have to be willing to listen. Okay? Not willing to believe. You don't have to believe as it's said, but be willing to listen and then interpret your own way of life, your own way of your religious beliefs. Okay? Your spiritual. Okay? Nobody's meant to have a gun held to their head and say, you're going to believe believe in one religion and one religion only. And if they do that, they are.
Nope, you froze up, my brother.
God gave us.
There you
God gave us free will. He meant for us.
Man, they are jacking with you hard today, bro. Okay, he's froze up again. Let's give him a minute, see if he'll come back. Anytime we get into things they don't like, they usually we have that issue. Interference, yeah. Certain little thing that's flying above our heads is go into the woods and spend a week camping with family. Totally disconnect from your spirit. Yeah, right. Connect with the woods, man. Reconnect with there you are.
Well,
ooh, hurt him.
I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're still well, we did. Are you there? Okay.
Can anybody hear me?
There you are, bro.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. We're going to have to cut this off here pretty soon. The reason being is they are messing with this message. You know, and I'm not going to say that it's supernatural that's messing with us, or if it's just StreamYard, or if it's, you know, YouTube, or if it's Google or whatnot. But we all know Google is 666, and that they are part of the problem and not the solution. Okay. It's getting hard for me to breathe right now. So I'm going to personally sign off on here. If you can, please like, heart, and share this out. This was a pretty in-depth conversation because we didn't have a show the last couple days. And like I said, I respect and love everybody in the chat. Okay, you guys are family. No matter what viewpoint you have, okay, we're all allowed to have different viewpoints. Okay, it's free will. And I will never be one to stop you from being able to express your free will on this podcast. Okay. I just ask you to do it in a respectful way in the chat. Okay. And let's remember that. All right. Everybody have a great day. We've been on for almost 2.5 hours. So,
oh, no. Okay, good. You're moving. I thought you froze up again for a second.
No, I didn't. I was just trying to read the chat. My eyes are getting really bad.
Yeah.
I'll
be on tonight. I'm going to do my part 2. Yeah. I'm going to have my show tonight. I'm going to do part 2 of the vampires. I'm going to finish that up because I couldn't get everything done last Sunday. So I'll be on tonight on my show, The Bizarre and the Unknown, and we're going to be diving into the history of vampires even further and hit the countries that I wasn't able to hit last week. To let y'all know, when I last looked before I came on, I've jumped up to 286 followers, so we're growing. I love it. It's awesome. I appreciate every single one of you who subscribed to my channel. And I put out a offer last night. If I can get to 300, my brand new book that just came out on audio, I have promotion codes. So if you read my books and we hit 300, I'll have questions in the chat and I'll be giving people promotion codes to my the latest book to come out on audio.
Okay. Jonathan, know that we love you, brother. Know that we love you.
Yeah.
All right. My Irish brother,
yeah,
you know, we have nothing but respect and love for everybody in this chat. and that we're always going to be here. And you know, we're not always going to agree. That's for sure. You know, that's for sure. But you know, the way I look at it is I take that wide screen view of the way the world is and the spiritual aspects of it. So, and I'll end it with, you know, questioning everything is the way to be. You know, that's why God gave us free will. So, with that being said, you know, thank you, Jonathan. You're always welcome here, brother. Always. Okay. Roxanne, Uncut, Cecilia, Demos, let's see who else. Dave and Melissa, Camo Dad, Roxanne, Woo Rider. It's excellent to see you today. But yeah, you know, everybody just know that that's why we're here. Okay, we're here for that, the interaction, for to talk to them. Rhonda, good to see you. Shen Valley girl. Um, yeah, but know that we're, you know, me and Eric, we don't pass judgment on anybody. We don't. Okay.
Yeah.
We're the last ones that should be allowed to judge anybody. Okay. So don't feel like we are. All right. It's just sometimes I find out this information, and I have things like happened with the buffalo skull and stuff the other day. Um, it's just awful coincidental how it happens, if you know what I mean. So I'm trying to add things up. It's just, you know, I got a million things going on at once, plus my own physical health. So that being said, Ida, thank you. Thank you very much. Um,
Appreciate everything.
if you guys, yeah, if you guys want, we're going to be coming on Wednesday night, or at least I will. I don't know if Eric will. Wednesday night at 10
I can
o'clock.
try.
To do a show. Well, it'd be 9 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing
I'm usually
an hour long show. Yeah, an hour long show on survival and all that. And you know, you all have asked for it, survival and prepping ideas and stuff. And we're going to go ahead and start the first one, Operation Blackout, prepping for survival on Wednesday. Okay, at 10 o'clock Eastern PM. Okay. Love you too, Jonathan. And anyways, we're going to do that on a Wednesday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, and hopefully Eric will be able to join us. If not, maybe I can get David to come, Melissa to come on, or Camo Dad or somebody to come on with me. Okay. I'll get somebody to, I'll see if somebody can come on and give us some tips, you know, all our military vets out there. But if you can, you know, check out Riverside Homestead on YouTube, and you know, follow him because he's a good young man. He comes up with a lot of good information. Okay, so check him out. Anyways, Wednesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern PM, for the survival show, the prepping show, and then Friday night into the Red Rabbit Hole. I'm going to be going in a little bit further down the rabbit hole with the whole Black Eye Club again. So we'll get it done then. And I'll probably get shut down again for it, but it is what it is, everybody. You know. So, but yeah, watch Eric.
I'm going to hit you offline. I want to hit you up offline. I want to get you set up on my platform. It'll save you a little bit of money because I already pay for the platform. We'll see if that doesn't work better for you, being on mine, and it won't cost you nothing because you'll be running off of my deal. I can add somebody, so I can add another show. So if you're interested, I can add you on my platform, save you a little bit of money, and see if it helps. Because I noticed that I don't get cut off near as much since I've been on that new platform.
Yeah. Well, you're the reason they cut you off is because you're at the point in your subscriptions to where you can get super stickers and super chats and all that and make a little money towards the channel. So that's why they mess with you. They cut you off so you have a lousy show, and most people won't help you out with super stickers and whatnot. So you know, I mean, it is what it is. I know everybody's hurting for money. I know that, you know. That's why I'm willing to give away 7 of these bracelets for free. If I can just get somebody to help out with the shipping, that would be fine. So the first
I've
7
changed the
people that
same one
contact me
DA's
on
on.
my email.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just,
Watch out, honey.
if I do another, if I switch to, like, if I go to your channel, they will demonetize me.
Mhm.
That's the thing.
We'll keep your channel. We'll keep your channel. It just won't be on StreamYard. It'll be on Talk Studio, the same platform that DA uses. So it'll still be William Nighthawk High Strangeness.
Yeah, but it would be part of your channel. It'd be on your subscription.
Oh, I get what you say. Okay, never mind. Well, yes, I know. You are mouthy today. You know that?
Cat.
You are mouthy little spoiled rotten. I can't hold both of you guys and do this stuff. Oh my God, this is my life, folks. Welcome to my life. In the flesh. This is what I deal with like all day. Oh my gosh. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put my my email back up here too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll try it. I won't be able to stay on too late because I'm usually in bed at 9 o'clock because I work Monday through Thursday, but we'll get something. I'll be on with you.
Okay. Can't look
Yeah,
at
I've got
his
one of
puppy's making him a foot warmer.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got one of my feet too. Yeah. Oh, dude, you got claws, honey. You need to try 5 adult cats and 5. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. Yes, I am so there. Anybody need cats? I've got a couple cats available. I've got too many daggone animals. My daughter and her love for animals. I have way too many.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. We have too many cats in this area too. But anyways, I got to get my podcast room cleaned out today and get it all fixed up better. I've become quite the slob because I've lately. So with that being said, everybody, we love you and keep in touch. Let us know how things are going for you. Drop us an email every now and then or a message, a direct message on Facebook, and just let us know you're okay. All right. So, and we will see everybody either tonight on Eric's show, which let me know if you want me to come on, Eric. All right. I'll see about coming on if you want.
You have an absolute unlimited open invitation to come on my show anytime, brother. I've told people this thousands of times. I am truly blessed and honored that our paths have crossed. I am truly blessed and honored to be your friend and your brother. You are 100% always welcome on my show.
I appreciate that. All right. Well, I guess I'll come on tonight then. Just send me a link. All right.
All right, bro.
All right. And I'll see you all on Eric's show tonight, The Bizarre and the Unknown. So subscribe. But if you can, like, heart, and share this out. And if you want to help out with like the shipping to get a bracelet and stuff, send me a super sticker or a super chat or something to pay for it. And send me your mailing address, your physical mailing address, and I will mail you out a bracelet. As long as I have them, I will mail them out. Okay. So, all right, everybody, take care. We love you. Like, heart, and share this out. Okay. Thank you, everybody. I'm gonna play a new closing. I'm gonna play a new closing that I made up here. So hold on. I want you guys to hear this closing.
Hell yeah.